I'm Tonya Bronleewe, the Air Quality Specialist with the City of Wichita's Environmental Health Department, and we've just completed the second week of ozone season, and due to our cool or cold weather, we've had really good ozone levels so far, but we know this isn't going to last. We're going to get those hot, windless days where ozone can be a concern. So the City of Wichita has created a proactive plan to address ozone levels this year, and the plan has two parts. The first part is going to be affects the City of Wichita's operations, and the second part, we're going to ask the community for their help. So the plan starts with reviewing the ozone conditions in the surrounding area and then looking at the weather for the next day. And if the conditions are right for high ozone levels, we'll call an ozone alert. And that ozone alert will affect tomorrow or the next day. And in response, the City of Wichita, all the City of Wichita departments are going to be advised of the ozone alert, and they're going to change their operations so that they reduce their emissions for that ozone alert day. And how far in advance the ozone alert goes out will determine the changes that are made. So if it's a longer term problem, like we know it's going to be really hot for 4 or 5 days, we can do some bigger changes that might involve changing schedules for employees and things. But changes you might see might involve delaying mowing, delaying the refueling of vehicles, postponing painting or the using of solvents, changing meetings so that they're virtual meetings instead of driving to in-person meetings. Then we're going to ask the community to get involved with us, and we're going to let the community know of ozone alert days with through the media and with those message signs that you see along the highways. We're going to then ask the community respond by just making some simple changes to their day too, and that could be carpooling to work, saving mowing for a cooler day, which you'd want to do anyway. Maybe not using paints or solvents at home. You can do anything you can do to save electricity is great. Turning up the thermostat to 78, unplugging appliances that you don't use, all those sorts of things. And we're also going to go out into the community and work with you and find out your ideas for reducing ozone in our communities. So we're hoping that with this plan, that on those days when we're really close to going over our ozone levels, that we'll stay under by doing these different activities. And ozone's most commonly a problem on hot, dry days with not a lot of wind. So our summer days are usually pretty good for high ozone levels. And ozone is created when emissions from our cars or our lawnmowers or from using paints or solvents go into the air. It's baked by the sun in that heat and creates ozone. The two main problems with ozone are health and economy. Ozone affects sensitive groups like young children, older adults, folks with bronchitis, emphysema. Ozone can really affect those folks in their lung health. But it can also affect healthy people as well. So health concerns are a big reason that we're taking this ozone season seriously. And the second reason is if we go over our federal ozone limits, we are at risk of potentially further regulations from the federal government, and gas prices could go up, businesses and their regulations could be affected, and our funding for highways and roads could also be affected. We have lots of information about air quality on the City of Wichita's air quality page on our website, so you can go there to find out more. And then the media is also invited out to the Environmental Health Office just after this meeting or sometime today if you want to get shots of our ozone monitors or chat a little bit more about the ozone season. Questions?
This is the second year, isn't it, for the ozone alert?
They did a few things last year, but this year we've created a plan that we're ready to roll out in the beginning of the season.
I just remember we've been close to going over several times. Can you talk a little bit about that and
Sure.
what it was?
Well, because of our past 2 years of being really hot and not a whole lot of wind, we've had quite a few exceedances of our ozone levels, and the EPA looks at your 3-year rolling average. So they don't just count your exceedances and there you go. They take a 3-year rolling average and of the fourth highest reading. So you get 3 freebie readings, and then the fourth highest reading is what they're taking. And last year there were more than 3 exceedances. However, the EPA and KDHE took into account our extreme weather conditions and the fact that that we had some blow-in ozone from other areas, like the burning of the Flint Hills and things, that they waived a few of those. And so far we're in attainment. We can't count on that to happen every year, but
So this will be the first time that you have this plan, and this is what you're expecting people to do,
Yeah.
and so forth.
Yeah.
Okay. And what if, could people be fined or something if they're not?
everything right now is completely voluntary. Even the actions the city of Wichita is taking is all voluntary at this point. So we're just asking everybody to do their part, and we're doing our part, and hopefully to avoid mandatory regulations.